It's so hilarious to me
The Justice
that
Department
people
had
think religion is the easy answer. I swear to God on everything. I just had this conversation on my stream. It would be a billion times easier to be an atheist.
That's
than
just
it is to
not
be religious.
true. That's such a
Genuinely,
stupid
on my
statement.
soul.
I
On my
know you're
soul,
saying
I
on your
believe it.
soul, but it's factually incorrect.
No, I'll tell you why it's... Wait. Factually incorrect. So it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Go ahead and
It
tell
is
me
a
why it's
fact.
factually
The
incorrect.
reason why it's a fact is because religion gives you answers for major domains in your life that mean you don't have to spend any time thinking about them or like figuring out novel answers of your own. It
Terrible
solves.
argument because that's based on the assumption that religious people are NPCs that just agree with everything in their book.
The only times they disagree are when they run counterintuitive to their intuitions. Like,
Give me an example of when that happens, for instance.
as in like a Bible is telling you don't drink alcohol and you're like, oh man, I really want to drink alcohol. Like, wow, what a dilemma.
No, that's just them. No, I don't necessarily think that's true. That's just you badly characterizing religious people. I believe, honestly, genuinely, and I told my people this. Believing in an afterlife and believing in forever is a much tougher pill to swallow than believing that when you die, you just die.
That is
Like if some
so unbelievably
no,
wrong.
I swear, no, not. And this could be extremely subjective. No, it could be subjective. Right now, we're arguing like a subjective point. It is because if somebody were to tell me, when you die, you permanently die, I think that sounds like a great deal. You know what I mean? Like the idea of living forever irks the out of me. You know what I mean? Like to me, and as humans, because you like to go back to humans and the way that we live life. There's always a beginning and an end to everything. Puberty has a beginning and an end. Going to school has a beginning and an end. Hell, even going to university, getting a job, everything has a beginning and an end. Except living forever. That has no end. That is a much tougher pill to swallow. What the am I gonna do on day 1 trillion? What the
What do you mean? Depending on the religion you
for?
believe in, you think that day 1 trillion is going to be just as blissful and paradise, written as day 1. What do you mean?
Sure, still, even with that, and this shows you that there is more complex thought that goes into your faith.
It's not complex thought. When I die,
yes,
I get to see all my family again. Oh, thank God. Even my dog might go to heaven. Oh, things on earth suck. Well, at least there's a greater reward for me after I'm dead.
Okay, sure. Let me
hang on.
show you.
Can't both of these things exist? Can't they be
They can.
benefits?
I
And,
agree.
like,
They
I
can.
don't see why it's like only one or the other.
No, I see where Lil Steve's coming from. But at the same time, and I know this is gonna sound terrible, but when you've met your dog, your fucking siblings, your parents for the quadrillionth time, it's done. Like what? What's there? Like it's already over. You need to understand that forever is a long fucking. You know what I mean? Usually we're goal-oriented people. There's the micro, there's the macro. Your day-to-day, there's goals. Okay, today I want to do X, Y, and Z. This week I'd like to accomplish X, Y, and Z. And this month I'd like to get through 1, 2, and 3.
Why? These are like the. I think you're just a child. I don't understand. This is like the. This is like day 1 of like any religious education. Like, am I gonna get bored in heaven, preacher? Because isn't it just like the same shit every day? Like, what do you mean? This is like a 4-year-old.
Purposeless is what I'm arguing.
You're not gonna be purposeless. What do you mean?
Other than bliss.
You've literally fulfilled the ultimate purpose in life, which is getting to salvation.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's everlasting. That's to me.
How is
Again,
that
it's
a problem?
subjective.
Okay,
It's subjective.
all right, okay.
It's no wait, hold up. Do you not agree that it's subjective? Like you want to live forever?
No, you're just.
Hold on. Let me ask you this.
Do you think that Adam in the Garden of Eden felt like lost and hopeless because he didn't have anything to do?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm not Adam. I'm a human that exists on this plane with my own issues, with my own struggles. That's why when somebody tells you, imagine it this way. Your problem is when you went to your fucking Bible, Catholic study school, whatever, what you were told to believe is what you immediately put into your heart. Like I could still believe in like forever, but at the same time, I could still feel some type of way about living forever.
Yeah, but
That's
the
your
process
issue.
of going to heaven is going to be transformative. You're not just going to be a human in heaven. You're going to be like a transcendent being that's going to be in another dimension, experiencing eternal bliss and happiness. So why would you even try to pretend to like think that like, oh God, I'm going to be bored. Like, what if I run out of Nintendo DS games to play?
No, again, you're just trying to be Mimi and trolly without actually listening to the argument because I haven't experienced it. I haven't went through it. And as a human, as your current form, as you are, you have some trepidations. You have some, worries. You don't know how things are actually like. you could be afraid. That's why faith is one of the biggest parts of religion itself. Faith. You have faith, but at the same time, you could struggle with faith and you could feel some type of way about, okay, this is something that I agree with in my faith, but it's also very hard for me to go through. Just like you said with the argument of alcohol, for instance, right? Sure, there's some people that could agree with it, but at the same time have a problem with alcohol.
Okay.
These are struggles that happen.
This is the equivalent to like, what do you think your biggest flaws are as a person? Well, I'm a perfectionist and I work way too hard. Like, that's the equivalent. Like, you haven't even scratched the surface of existential dread of like what it means to like.
So
no, I'm not being bad faith. You're like, it's
so fucking brain.
Okay, never mind. You're right.
I swear to
You're
God.
right. Okay.
No. It is. Wait, hold on.
Hang on a second.
Stop. I can't believe I almost got.
Stop. You don't have the. You don't have the.
Muslim. My bad. Okay, I can't believe I almost got.
You keep trying to play the age card.
Okay.
You're only 34. It's not that special, buddy. Number one. Number two, right? You don't understand the complexities that go into it because you assume you've been through everything in your life. Listen, the amount of problems that you have in your own life, you can't act like you're a mature, transcendent human being that's above all of these petty, immature problems. You're not, buddy.
Like, I don't think Destiny's coming from the perspective that he's more morally righteous than anyone else. But when he says that it can be more difficult, what I imagine he's thinking is you don't just get to follow a set of rules and have less restrictive choices, which is a very comforting thing for people to have to deal with, right? You get told what you need to do, and you can follow these. I'm not saying that there are.
Your whole life is on rails. Like, yeah, there are struggles, but the struggles are like pre-planned struggles. There are struggles that people have had that you've already got a whole guidebook for. That you've got an entire institution built around helping you figure out. That's the entire point of your church or mosque or temple or synagogue.
Hold on. You act as though atheists don't have that sort of structure in their lives. They could easily go to their family members.
They absolutely don't.
Within their community.
You're completely and totally wrong. If you're a religious person, you're like, I don't know what's right or wrong, then the guy's like, go ask your preacher. If you're an atheist, they tell you to learn German and go read Kant. How the are you telling me these two things are even remotely comparable to each other? Are you
absolutely fucking false. Who are
the pillars of atheism that you go to for moral guidance or epistemic truth and light? Can you please enlighten me? I haven't found them yet. Tell me.
Well, hold on. Your morals don't come from your atheist leaders. Your morals, as you've said, and as Kelly said, come from you and your society around you. So obviously, wait, hold on. Wait.
You missed the point. So
they're not the same. How the did I miss the point? Because you're making
we're not saying
atheists don't have atheists.
You calm down a little bit.
Hold on, Kelly. Let me
calm down a bit.
Atheism is not structured as religion is structured. There isn't atheist leaders that you could go to for answers about your worldly struggles. Atheism itself is, you know what? You're self-reliant. You don't need to put any responsibility onto a fucking entity that you don't know exists. You could just live life by your own code. So when you have struggles in your life, you could go to an elder, you could go to somebody in your community, you could go to somebody in your family, and they could give you that support that people of faith get from their book, get from their faith.
Yeah, and you know what most people will tell you? Go be religious. What do you mean? How do you get moral guidance and actual, like, absolute truth answers and shit from family members? How do you even weigh who's right or who's wrong? You've got an uncle that tells you one thing, and then a grandparent that tells you another. It's an incredibly difficult process.
Okay, so what you're arguing is the religious people, they see it as the absolute truth, but when you go to a family member, you don't see it as the absolute truth because there isn't anything that pushes you towards seeing it that way. Okay, we agree on that. Sure, whatever. But it doesn't take away from what I've said. Atheists still have their fucking family to go to. What's good?
Carantos.